weight of the yoke. By the time you finish this yoke, it should feel like truth pressing on your bones. Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers, for what fellowship hath with unrighteousness with unrighteousness? And what communion hath light with darkness? 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 14. My friends, let me begin with a confession. I have seen too many good hearts break themselves trying to love someone whose soul walked in another direction. And I have sat in the ashes of broken covenants, watching people ask themselves why love wasn't enough. But love is neither the question. Love is a commandment. It is truth, yes, but it is also responsibility. And that's where the yoke comes in. Now, yoke, if you don't know, it's like a poetic metaphor. It is a real thing. It is a beam, a harness heavy to bind two oxen so they could pull the same plow, the same load, the same field. But if one of those oxen was wild or lazy or just going in a direction, that yoke became a torture device, and you got nowhere but worn down. You see, the Bible doesn't say don't love them. It says don't bind yourself to someone who can't walk with you toward God. Now you may think that sounds harsh, but let me ask this. What does it cost your soul to drag someone who never meant to walk beside you? What does it do to your calling? To spend your year explaining why your dreams matter and why your faith matters, why your boundaries matter. We were not created to drag each other. We were created to walk together. Can two walk together except they be agreed? Amos 3:3. Agreement does not mean we are the same. It means we are going the same way. You can love someone deeply and still know this is not my partner in destiny. See, being equally yoked means that going the same way, going to the same church. It means they pray when you pray. It means when you say, let's fast and believe God for this, for they do not roll their eyes. They join you. It means they don't just love you. They love what God put inside you. They see the purpose in your life. And instead of being intimidated by it, they protect it. Iron sharpens iron. So a man sharpens the countenance of his friends. Proverbs 27:17. Now, I've seen iron sharpened, but I've also seen iron tied to tin. And the sparks that should sharpen only wound. If you are growing, evolving, healing, you need someone who isn't terrified by that. You need someone who says, I'm growing too. My dear brothers and sisters, we live in a world where people would rather feel something than build something. But covenant, real, God-breath partnership is not built on just emotions. It is built on alignment. If you are chasing after God, you cannot afford to be yoked with someone who only knows how to chase the world. If your spirit belongs for peace, you cannot tie your life to someone who only knows how to stir chaos. And if your faith is what keeps you standing, then let it also be what governs your joining. I speak this not in condemnation, but in compassion, because I've worn the wrong yoke, and I know the bruises it leaves behind. But also know this, when you're equally yoked, when you're bound to someone whose soul is walking with yours, when their prayers match yours, when their light is your light, when their yes to God echoes yours, then the weight isn't heavy anymore. It becomes glory. It becomes legacy. So if you are single, I charge you, do not just look for chemistry, look for covenant. Look for calling. Look for someone who knows how to carry the yoke with you. And if you are already tied to someone, ask yourself gently, honestly, and quietly, are we walking the same way? And if not, can we? Because grace is still available. And God still speaks in silence between hearts. Now in closing, remember this. You were never meant to drag or be dragged. You were meant to walk freely, faithfully, side by side. Yoke is not just in romance, but in reverence. Amen. Amen. Amen.